California is the Golden State. And although it's never been perfect, our schools used to be among the best in the nation. People from all over America flocked to live here. Our coffers were full. Yes, it's true. The state budget actually ran a surplus. Today, that is unheard of. Budget deficits are a yearly nightmare. Government services are continually slashed. Our population is not keeping pace with the country as a whole, and our schools are becoming more and more privatized. What happened? Who took the gold out of the Golden State? It started pretty innocently back in 1976, when the California Supreme Court ruled that educational funding needed to be more fair. Local property taxes funded the schools. In neighborhoods with big, expensive homes, schools got plenty of money. But in working-class areas, they got a lot less. The court's ruling capped the amount a school district could receive and said anything above that would go to help other districts. Property owners in affluent neighborhoods didn't like these new rules and started looking for ways around them. An anti-tax, anti-government movement gained strength and rallied behind a ballot initiative called Proposition 13. Its backers called taxes a burden and said it was really the government reaching into your pocket, stealing your money, and using it to create a bloated bureaucracy. Worse yet, elderly homeowners were struggling to keep up with their property taxes. It was a popular story, and Prop 13 passed. What did it do? In short, it mostly protected corporations by capping property taxes at 1%, froze property values at 1975 levels, and required a 2/3 majority to pass tax increases. A 2/3 majority. Some call that a supermajority. We'll come back to it. But what has Proposition 13 given us? California has lost more than $500 billion. That's a lot of zeros. Tuition at the University of California has gone from $650 in 1976 to over $13,000 today. Government services have been slashed. And who has been the biggest beneficiaries? Was it those elderly homeowners? Fat chance. The biggest beneficiaries have been corporations, many of which pay taxes at 1975 levels. Was that what we wanted? What if a community wants to raise taxes for things it needs, and more than half the voters say, yes, let's do it? In a normal democracy, that would be enough. But Proposition 13 says, no, this is not a normal democracy. You need 2/3 of people to vote for it. You need a supermajority. It's like giving democracy a handicap, strapping it down with all sorts of shackles and weights, and telling the legislators, you hold all the cards. The rest of them can't do anything unless you agree. Is that the kind of government we want? Is that fair? Do we really want a tyranny of the minority? The anti-tax, anti-democracy folks like it. They want you to think about bureaucracy when you hear the word taxes. They don't want you to think about teachers, schools, roads, streetlights, firefighters, trash collection, safety, parks, lifeguards, libraries, drinking water. All those public services that ensure our quality of life. They don't want you to think about the words of Oliver Wendell Holmes. Taxes are the price we pay for a civilized society. So what can we do about it? How can we remain a civilized society without pricing people out of their homes? How do we begin to restore the cuts we've witnessed the last 5 years? We could eliminate the loopholes around assessing property value. We could treat commercial property differently so corporations pay their fair share. This alone could raise $2 to $6 billion each year. We could make sure that those who benefit most from our state's wealth are paying their share. We could change the rule to increase taxes back to a simple majority instead of a supermajority. If we didn't have that 2/3 rule, the legislature could have passed an oil severance tax. We are the only state in America that doesn't tax oil companies. Even Alaska, under Governor Palin, taxed oil companies at a rate of 25%. If we only taxed them 6%, we could raise $1 billion every year. You know, we could do a lot of things to restore the luster to the Golden State. But people like us need to change the way we think. Taxes aren't burdens. They are investments in what we can become together as the state of California. We need to learn about it, talk about it, and vote in our own best interest, instead of buying hook, line, and sinker that taxes are anything other than our community taking care of ourselves.